All right, yeah. Good morning. Marvin, Just Media, Utah. This morning we're actually spending some time here um, with another local community project that many local individuals and groups have actually been working on from since Memorial Day. I understand. Um, this here is called Ogwai People's Orchard. Which means river in the Shoshone language. What this is a community garden that, as I said, was I guess broke ground on Memorial Day of this past Memorial Day. What this is it's actually a place located just near the Jordan River here, in the Jordan River. I think they call it the Jordan River Parkway. So what they've done here locally in Salt Lake City and actually extends through the southern end of the valley as well. They had created this path years ago for bikers and walkers and stuff. And right over this way, behind all this vegetation, is actually the Jordan River. The Jordan River here is where many of folks, whenever it starts to get warm and eventually extremely hot during the summers we have here in Salt Lake City and in the valley, a lot of our unsheltered community, they migrate here closer to the water. And oftentimes set up camps and communities down here for the season. So what a bunch of community members decided to do was there were many of them that did a lot of their own individual gardens, whether it be at their houses or friends' houses and their places and things like that. They realized it was their work would be more impactful and meaningful, uniting and working on these types of projects together. This project here is actually pretty impressive. They got a lot of different vegetables and different things growing here that they ripen at different times of the season, obviously. And what they do is they leave this food for the community that passes by here and that lives here in this area, within areas along this river. They grow this food and they leave it here for them to utilize and eat. So every week, every Sunday, from what I know, many folks from this community, many folks from other surrounding communities, and a lot of the people that started this garden here, they get out here and do a lot of work every Sunday. I'm actually disappointed in myself that it took me this long to get out here, because this is this is beautiful, but this is an example of what a lot of people coming together and figuring out solutions for some of the things we deal with. They get together and figure out how to work against the oppressive system that we all deal with, and this is one of their ideas. This is a great idea. I'm gonna go grab Carlos. Looks like he's over here digging a hole. Carlos, what's up, man?
Yo, what up?
How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Yeah, I was just explaining here on this live about what I know about your guys' ideas with this place and maybe a little bit how it started. I was wondering if you'd like to share some comments about this, what you guys have been doing, when it started, what your guys' eventual kind of picture of what this may turn into is.
Yeah, for sure. So this project, the Ogwai People's Orchard, it started on Memorial Day. The United Panther movement was already pursuing gardening and community gardening in the Rose Park / Fair Park area. And we had a couple different gardens that our comrades had on their own private residence. But we were running into issues with that strategy of gardening, of community gardening. And a comrade who lives near the Ogwai People's Orchard asked if the United Panther movement would want to be involved in trying to create a guerrilla gardening campaign on the Jordan River. and city property, and we agreed and wanted to be a part of it for the purposes of really making this a clear political thing. You know, we are taking the land back from the city government, who's refusing to do anything with this land and is allowing this land to just go barren on the west side. So we figured we would work with community members here in this neighborhood to create an orchard for everybody to use, including the homeless community around here, but then also the people who just use this area to go on their walks and enjoy the time with their family. So, this is a long-term strategy for us to really build some people power in our community, and that's what we really hope to accomplish with this project.
Nice, nice. I like it. No, I was talking about how it has taken me definitely far too long to make it out here and see what you all got going, but it's impressive. You talked about people using this garden. Can you explain a little bit more about that? Like, it looks like you guys leave vegetables and stuff like that over here at a place, and maybe we could take a walk in a second. Maybe you could explain kind of what you got going on if you're comfortable with that.
Yeah, so over here we built a community bulletin board, and this bulletin board is used to hand out literature as well as just keep the community updated on what we're doing with this project. But we built it in such a way that it allows for there to be shade nonstop on the inside of the bulletin board, and we have a table set up on the inside of the bulletin board where we keep our fruits and vegetables as well as books and other things we leave for people to take. And so we have that aspect, and I'll show you guys what that looks like.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. We know we get some pretty hot summers out here, and typically pretty dry as well most of the time too. So
this is where we keep the food that we pick, so people can take with them. In here we have a bunch of apples and radishes, some cucumbers and squashes. These are flying saucer squashes. They're really cool. And so we also list what we can pick and what we can't pick. We've had a couple people pick some things prematurely, and that's okay, but we just want to make sure that the fruit and vegetables at its peak enjoyment for people to before they pick it. So we like to have these signs to tell people what the fruits are or what the vegetables are, when to pick them, and to just give them some basic information about the vegetables in the garden. And then on the outside, we have a little bit more informational stuff. And, the community can always post things that they would like here. We've had that a couple times where people just post their own drawings or stuff up here.
Oh, that's cool.
And that's the kind of what we want. And then we have this literature stand for people to put literature so people can share knowledge with each other.
Heck yeah. No, that's pretty cool. I like the aspect that you guys are helping provide food and sharing food and stuff like that too. But I myself, I'm definitely not a gardener myself, but so I like the fact that you put the informational sheet too and teach people and educate a little bit more about what they're eating and this information board in general, because well, as we know too, people have those conversations about charity and solidarity, not charity conversations, and I think when you incorporate education into what you guys are doing and when standing in solidarity, I think that means a lot, and that's actually how we continue spreading awareness and stuff. So,
and that's a great point, and that's something that we want to really highlight with this project. Is it's not some type of charity work; it's political work, and we view it as political work because at the end of the day, this is about power. And that's what politics is about. It's about power. And this is about the power to grow and do what we need to do for our community on this land that's just sitting here. So there's aspects where, we're just giving out food, so that might look like charity, but then there's other aspects where we're building resources like our wash station and stuff simply for the community to use. And the community's coming in and creating initiatives on their own and trying to help build this project. We've had a couple community members who have come by and including children who have come by and painted some rocks for us to decorate this place and beautify it a little bit.
Oh, heck yeah.
We have some
Oh,
Sesame
that's cool.
Street. This one is probably my favorite because it looks like a real apple.
Oh, that is pretty cool.
Like that is what really helps keep the community involved in this project. But let's go see the wash station.
Yeah, that's what I was asking about this wash station.
Then dump the pot you have into that one because that's 25% bigger.
Look at this. So this is our wash station. It was something that was donated by some folks in Union for Street Solidarity. And it's been very helpful for a lot of community members because what's really great about it just sitting out here all day is the water gets really hot down here. So it's nice, warm water that people use, and we got soap out here. And then this thing is on all the time, and people can use it to fill up their water bottles or take a shower real quick in it. We've seen it used for multiple purposes, and we keep these on all the time and have them available for people to use. And we see that they use them a lot.
Well, and with this wash station, that's actually a great idea because we all know the situation people are dealing with COVID and stuff like that. We understand the unsheltered communities and houseless communities are always the first ones left out of those conversations when it comes to sanitation. So that's pretty cool. This is a way they could at least wash faces and stuff is what it sounds like, right?
Exactly.
Oh,
Yeah. And as one of our other comrades told us, people have even been washing their clothes out here. But I think we want to try to figure out a spot for people to do specifically that somewhere else. But, we just want to try to add amenities and services to the community so that they feel like this is something that's theirs. They can take ownership of it and they can be involved and they can transform it into its next stage of development because this is something that we view as something that's always going to change. It's not fixed. It's something that will go through different evolutions and we're excited for that.
Well, I think you bring up a good point. Is I think many of us have seen and over the years and have known of many experiences where there's a community from outside these communities that seem to make decisions and seem to talk about how they have the answers and solutions and stuff like that. And obviously, over the years, we haven't seen much progress in regards to like helping folks like the unsheltered and houseless folks or whatever. It's actually the numbers seem to be definitely growing. So you talk about community inclusion and stuff, and I think that's a big conversation that people need to consider is that we need to be and everybody needs self-determination on and also they have the experience to know what works and what doesn't in their communities and
Exactly.
so I think that's a good point.
Yeah, exactly. I think making that distinction is important for the success of this project. We don't want to fall into commandism, because commandism is a bourgeois or capitalist way of leadership. It's saying you need to do this because I have the answers and I'm commanding you what I think is the best. That's an individual, capitalist way of doing leadership. The community-driven way to do leadership is to say there's a dialectical relationship. I might have some insights to share, but I know you do as well. And then we need to bridge the insights that we both have to formulate a new synthesis that we can both agree upon and we can both work towards. And that's something that we try to incorporate here all the time by having conversations with unsheltered folks and whoever walks by and ask them their opinions about this project, their concerns about this project, and what they would like to see in this project. So we can then synthesize it with the community members who continuously show up to help volunteer and figure out what the new additions could be to this project. That's how the wash station came to be. Some comrades were just talking to some unsheltered folks, and they were asking us for water pretty consistently, and so we decided we needed to make a system for them to come and use the water when they needed it.
Heck yeah, that's pretty sweet. Well, and one thing that I think you were commenting on was how basically a lot of times we're dealing with communities that have a stigma folks and their conditions and things like that. But what we've talked about a little bit before this, and what I think I noticed too is you talked about there's actually with the unsheltered community, setting up smaller communities here along the river. It sounds like lot of the folks that come out and support this are also community members that are housed. So I think it's important for people to talk about ways to bridge those gaps, to try to curb those stigmas, and I think you guys are doing great at that. So I appreciate it. I'm grateful for y'all to invite me out here, and I'm excited to help with this project as well. So would there be anything that you'd like say to the community in regards to if people are interested at what's going on out here, if people would like to help, anything like that?
Yeah, if folks would like to help with this project or like to create their own project, we greatly encourage it. If you are going to create your own project, we hope that you do it in a very strategic and safe way in order to not get into a preemptive showdown with forces that can't be dealt with in a civil way. And so make sure to have community around you. Community is what will protect you in these types of endeavors. And we hope that this inspires some people to try to do something like this and take it to a new stage, because we don't have all the answers. We're just trying here. Well, we might have some successes and we might have some real failures. And I hope people can pay attention to this and look at it and see what's useful for them and try to adapt it to their conditions. And if folks want to be involved in this project, I would recommend that they reach out to Salt Lake City United Panther Movement on Facebook or Instagram, and we can hook you up about when we're going to be here. We're usually here every Sunday morning, just putting in work. So if you want to get dirty, dig some holes, we'd love to have you.
Well, right on, brother. I appreciate you spending a few minutes with me, and appreciate all your work. I've known you for a couple years now at least, and this is always you always seem to you the people around you and the community that you always seem to create. I've always been impressed with. So I appreciate your work, and we got quite a few folks here doing a variety of things. So as Carlos was saying, if anybody's interested in helping, reach out to the City United Panther Party and ask them what y'all can do.
All power to the people.
All power to the people, my brother. Thank you.